Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. So, at the end of last episode, we finished out a long war, so it's time to get ready for some economy management. First thing first, I founded Fiat. I was like, you know what? I need to have Fiat. Our executive is Giovanni Agnelli. We aren't producing Turin automobiles yet, but we could soon, once the company is profitable. Which I know they will be. I can't give them any more charters because those cost authority. So we'll have to leave that be for now. Looks like 4th Army is a little bit short on command capacity, so we'll give this guy a little promotion. I think we're going to rename this army now that I'm not in the midst of an everything. We're just going to name them For Corpo d'Armata, just to align them with the other armies, and then that'll be nice. Let me see. I'm building a bunch of automotive industries. I should have waited to sell those to Fiat, but Fiat will buy them eventually. After that, we're going to do a bunch of other construction, including a whole ton of power plants. And once those power plants are built, then we're going to electrify the motor industries. And that'll be very nice. Now, one thing I could do is I could throw tariffs, export tariffs on cars to produce cash inflow, but I don't think that's actually the right call. I think the world market is soon going to be purchasing really a lot of cars. And I think the best way we can take advantage of that is by being the world's leading automobile producer, which we are slated to be with the vast expansion of the auto industry that we're currently working on. Flood and a hailstorm. A flood and a hailstorm. Market conditions are just, agricultural conditions are just the best here. Radios are reasonably expensive, and telephones are extremely expensive. We are having demand for telephones from government admin now. Let's take a quick look at mobilization options. Let me just make sure I'm still ahead here. Yeah, it looks like ooh, actually, I'm going to swap my armies over to truck transport, because that's a little better for them overall. And obviously that will create a drain on the motor industries, but you know, that is what it is. Alright. Mobilization costs are significant for this these forces, but you know, it is what it is. It's what we've got to do. Fiat is for sure gaining in profitability now. They're extremely profitable because they're selling a lot of cars. Wow, that's a lot in dividends. I think they can still build their own industry. They might only be able to purchase industry. Yeah, because they're accruing. I'm not sure. So I have built some of these industries already, and I'll be finishing with more in a second. So let me go off them, and then I'll go back in, and I'll see if they're acquiring the new businesses. They're not. That's a little curious. No, I can't give them industry rights. All right, that's okay. That's okay. These are all scattered over various areas. Let me just make sure I've got the input goods, because this is a new building type. Well, I can't see it from here. Alright, well, anyway. We'll look at it in Abruzzo. Okay, so they use rubber, engines, and oil. Now, rubber is pretty... I don't have that much rubber in my customs union. Where's rubber? Where's my rubber? Is it expensive? It is a little expensive. We're bringing actually some rubber in, which is interesting. Well, gosh, Shaggy, I really thought we would be producing an abundance of rubber, given the fact that we've got a lot of good rubber territory in our customs union. These rubber plantations are moderately profitable. Where are they owned by? They're mostly paying dividends elsewhere, which is sad. What about the rubber plantations in South Madagascar? Same. They're fully built up. What about the ones in Siam? Yeah, they're fully built up. I think I made a mistake giving too many people investment rights in my customs union. I think I might be losing out on some of these very nice extraction industry profits on account of other people own that stuff. Yeah, look at all that. It's all just places in America. Gosh dang it. Gonna queue in those rubber ones in Siam, and I'll throw them at the top as well. How's that for petty? I want to have my own rubber industry. Gosh dang it. What about South Africa? Do I have any capacity for rubber industry here? Well, I should go into the state view, huh? Some. In Lorenzo Marques. None in Transvaal. And none in Zuland. Just a few in Lorenzo Marques. Alright, so I'll throw those back up at the top once I'm done with this set. And then that will be golden. I'll be able to sell them to my investment pool at a very reasonable price. So with those auto industries finished, we're now currently working on the power plants. And again, I need these power plants to pay for the electric railways that I converted over to really rather faster than might have been intelligent. But that simply is what it is. That's interesting. Some interesting relationships down here. I often target this area for colonization, but this time I did not. And by colonization, I don't mean, like, replacement colonization. I just mean I often take protectorates and stuff there. Hey, stocks! I think that's have a bunch of profitable companies. And boy howdy is Fiat profitable. So are they starting to buy? They're not. Okay, so I think... Let me see if I can manually transfer ownership of these auto industries to them. Oh, I have to mark them as privatized because I am not currently privatizing the auto industry. So let's do this. Oh, there's a whole thing going on. There's a whole thing going on in international politics. Great Britain's going after Muhammara, and Russia is helping them. No, Russia's helping Muhammara. Alright, well, that is what it is. I don't necessarily want to fight the British again. We are getting close to being able to overtake them. We liberated Canada. We liberated South Africa. There's the submarine unlocked. That's very nice. Cash flow is doing just fine. My temptation is pretty high to increase the size of the construction sector. But as soon as I see that, I then notice that my week-wise balance is actually lower than I thought it was going to be. So maybe we'll just leave that for now. We're getting dreadnoughts spreading to us. Catholic Church no longer powerful. That's interesting. Although I guess they're still at 17%, so they're close to powerful. We're still in religious schools. Oh, this guy's an ethno-nationalist. Interesting. So we theoretically have some options in terms of changing up the stuff. I could enact a national militia. That would make my armed forces extremely unhappy, but they wouldn't become revolutionary because they're not revolutionary. They're not part of a movement. But I also don't want national militia necessarily. Just gonna leave these plays be. I don't particularly feel a need to interfere in these diplomatic plays. It's good to have an empire. Gosh, Egypt sure is not as dependent on me as I would like. Where's their capital? That's right, their capital is Blue Nile, which does have some unemployment. Good place to build up industry, but I do want to focus on building up industry in Italy because I want that industry to benefit the Italian people. Now, with my motor industries, my automotive industries, financial districts in Emilia. Okay, so is Fiat gonna buy those? Yes. Okay, they've already started purchasing more of them. All right, beautiful. So that makes sense. And now they're buying motor industries in Sicily. All right, beautiful. Excellent, excellent, excellent. That's exactly what we want. Positivist movement organizes in Romagna. Organizers affiliated with the positivist movement have embarked on a focused campaign to inspire support for appointed bureaucrats in Romagna. Residents of every region of the world like to say that their home has a long and unique history of tight-knit community. The organizer almost agreed. The problem, of course, was that said community often did not extend to outsiders. He'd been thrown out on his ear more times than he could count, but he persisted nonetheless. If he could introduce the right phrase into the right circles, perhaps even an idea that had been rejected out of hand at first would begin to find purchase. There are plenty of willing ears in Romagna, stronger positivist movement, extra universal pop strength and radicals from political movements, or they must be concerned with far more grounded things. No increase to the positivist movement, half the other modifiers. I'm going to do the second one. I think that's just fine. There is a situation popping off in Japan right now. It seems Great Britain is holding Japan's capital. That seems a little ridiculous. Hey, Japan. What's going on over there? Could get an obligation. Become subject is close. Shockingly so, in fact. I'm going to leave that be for now, but let's revisit. Japan, let's revisit some options in terms of you becoming my subject. Maybe we'll go a place. Who knows? Oh, interesting. I forgot Great Britain frickin' annexed Persia way back in the day. That's wild. Greece is going down in liberty desire. That is good. Not as much as I would like, because they got countries supporting their independence, but also I'm not doing that much to help them. I'm gonna... Ooh, do I do it? I think I'm gonna support the regime of Egypt. Because that's gonna get their liberty desire going down real good. Do I do the same in Aranya? I don't think so. I don't think that's that effective. Who else? What other regimes am I supporting? I'm supporting Marina Kingdom and Morocco. Morocco is going down liberty desire at a very good clip. I don't think I need to support their regime anymore. What about Marina Kingdom? Marina Kingdom is very low in liberty desire. I think them I can leave be. And that gets me a nice, healthy legitimacy amount. So, what's this? Wallachia is having an anarchist revolt. That's just fine. I'm going to send Second Corps to go and deal with them. That's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to do anything special with this. I don't think anyone else is going to get involved. India will likely align with me. Oh, interesting. Wallachia is the primary. I automatically align. I wonder if I become the primary when this bar hits the gets to the opening, gets the escalation. I forget what the middle part is called. Negotiations, the diplomatic play, escalation. Yeah. It looks like I do not, which is interesting. Oh, because I can technically support the anarchists if I want to. That is interesting. I hadn't thought about that. So now we're starting that huge university building campaign that I slated in forever ago. And hopefully that'll be good. We are actually below, because we've hit 70% literacy, we are actually below our cap. So we do need to build some more universities, and this will be a very good. It'll be very good for us to build universities. Ooh, automatic bottle blower. Or no, it's not automatic bottle blowers. That's really good. It's automatic dough rollers, I think. Yeah, automatic bottle blowers costs a bunch of engines and stuff. Engines and tools and oil. Automatic power looms would be nice, but I've still got plenty of. I actually don't have that many unemployed. Let me see. Welfare payments 32K. It's a significant amount, but it's not an enormous amount. It's a very reasonable amount for what I have going on right now. So now, we're getting on towards finishing out the power plants. I'm actually going to probably put the universities on hold to do a second round of power plants, but only once these are done and have been done for a few weeks, because I want to finish a round of universities, a couple rounds of universities, just to get my tech going. But the other reason is because I want to let my power plants get up to the point where they're producing the power that they can produce, and see how that impacts my my market. Now, how are we doing for coal? Oh, there's that revolt kicking off. Where's coal? I'm getting less good at spotting stuff here, and that's making me feel a little bit silly. Coal's doing just fine. There's a little bit of a coal shortage, but not much of one. This is really impressive. The way automobiles have continued to be an enormously expensive good. I might just take some time to build up a huge automotive industry, because it seems like that might be quite profitable for my country. I've got plenty of infrastructure for it. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll build another. There we go. Check if I got the infrastructure. I sure do. Yeah, let's build another 10 levels. Another 10 levels on each side. But before I do that, if I do it now, it's going to take a long time. Actually, that was dumb, because that means the private sector is not going to invest as much. Maybe I'll build 5 levels in each of those areas, in each of those states. I'll throw them up at the top. And that'll be just fine. Any university that's almost done gets to the top of the queue. Although, not that it matters, because it's just... They're already in the queue one way or another. So that was a little silly of me, but it is what it is. Egyptian uprising in Occitania. Now that's interesting. I have little doubt that Occitania will win this. On the other hand, if I side with the Egyptian uprising, I might be able to get something interesting. Nope, only obligations. Egypt sides the Egyptian uprising. Alright, that's not shocking. Okay, that always seemed like something that was a little bit of a foregone conclusion. Now, if I support them, maybe Egypt would annex this territory, and then that territory might be part of my customs union. Again, which would be nice. Is anyone likely to stand on Occitania's side on this? United States is. So maybe I'll chill for the moment. And if USA decides to bail out, then they'll bail out. And then it'll be mine. Oh, Canada as well. Interesting. Very interesting. I do want to take this territory because, you know, my quiet kind of goal in this run was to form myself something of a Roman Empire. But, I'm not necessarily looking to have a fight with the United States about it. Faith knows no borders. The Catholic Church wish to strengthen our ties to Austria through our shared faith. He stopped for a moment, wiping his brow, when he noticed the Austrian farmhand on the adjacent field seemed to be knelt down in the furrow. Confused, he peered over, finally noticing that the man was deep in prayer. He should have recognized it, but it had never crossed his mind what they might have in common. A few hard years, and a faith that things would get better. Despite distances, we must cherish our shared values, improves relations, stronger and happier Catholic Church, or we're Italian first, Catholic second, happier intelligentsia. I'm going to go with the second one. That just strikes me as the right way to do it. Alright, so universities are getting built. Paper mills are getting built too. So, it's time to upgrade the motor industries. I'm going to go to electric engines. That has not made them marginally more profitable, which is curious. Perhaps it might. Let's wait until the week ticks over. Okay, they're less profitable, but no, they'll be even less profitable if they automate, if they labor save. Okay, so now we got undoubtedly power shortages. Yes. Ooh, insufficient construction for investment pool. That's a good thing to see. All right, so before I do anything else, let's pop them back to steam engines, but only temporarily, because we need to increase the size of the construction sector. So, let me see. Campania and Abruzzo are the locations that we've been focusing on building up. Let's get additional in Lazio. Let's go to 8 in Lazio, make them equal to Piedmont. And we'll put a couple more in Sardinia as well. And that'll be nice. How much have we got in Sicily? We got 4 in Sicily. Okay, so Sardinia and Sicily will be equal in terms of construction sector size. Let's throw these at the top of the queue once again. These are going to get built real fast. As fast as it's ever happened, frankly. Lost an agitator and the leader of our intelligentsia. Not that our intelligentsia have done much this whole game, because they kind of haven't. But I guess that is what it is. Now, I'm gonna let this finish out. I'm gonna give it a week or two to see if the thing wants more construction. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. We've already gotten where we want to get to. So, motor industries are getting built, universities getting finished up. I think now's the time. I think now's the time to do that that power stuff. So let me see. Oh, what's this? Oh, I wasn't paying attention to this situation at all. Well, I'm done. It is what it is. What's this? This is South Africa joined Germany. That's curious. Extremely curious. Still English and Boer. Well, it is what it is. I should have been more careful. I don't know why this Franco-Provençal movement keeps getting created and then destroyed, but whatever, man. You do you, I suppose. So, let's just once again see where engines are. Yeah, so I can definitely produce more engines. Alright. Time to electrify the engine industries. And now that it's a new week, how are we doing for electricity? Shortages in most areas. Okay. Sicily, Campania, Abruzzo, and Lazio. We'll start with them. Sicily. Campania. We're going to need a lot of levels in Campania. Like 8. Because Campania needs, like, Yeah. Actually, 9. We're gonna... Hold on. Yeah, because we're gonna need... I think 11. Yeah, because we're short about 550. Yes. Okay, Abruzzo needs to have about 11 total, so that's 8. Lazio needs to have... Oh, boy. Oh, it's real rough. 25 power plants total. So, that's a lot of electricity. Let's throw those at the top of the queue. And then we'll look at pricing. Where do we need in the north? Lombardy, Piedmont, Emilia, and Corsica. Lombardy needs, wow, another, like, needs 19 total levels. Piedmont needs 25 total levels. Emilia needs 18 total levels. And then finally, Corsica is just doing fine, actually. They just can't hire sufficient labor for them. So, alright. That should be fine. That should be just fine. I think I'll put just a few of our automotive industries at a time getting built first. Just to get those being built within a reasonable time frame so that we don't wind up in a situation where I've got these in the queue for a long time and the private sector doesn't invest when they should be. This is interesting. We're having a real hard time building up enough power now, which I guess makes sense because power before used to be kind of a hard resource to manage. Do I want to do public motor carriages? I don't think I can afford it. I think cars are currently way too expensive, and all of our cars are going overseas. Are being exported to the world market because the world market is absolutely thirsty for cars, ravenous even. Let's put a few of the ones in Abruzzo at the top too, and then we'll do all the others later. Cash flow's looking good. We're actually almost out of debt, which is kind of shocking. Maybe I want to build another set of construction sectors. I think I might. Yeah, let's get Calabria, Emilia, Istria, Romagna, and Venezia. Up to 4. Good distribution. We'll finish out those motor industries. Nah, we'll put these at the top. I said I was out here to do economic development. And I sure am. Put those up there for a few weeks. That should be long enough to finish out the rest of these. Oh, no, maybe not. Alright, so we'll clear out that first set of construction sectors. Then we'll throw the rest of the construction sectors at the top of the queue. Get those done ASAP. That should be enough to finish out those motor industries, and then we'll do the other set of motor industries once all these other plants are finished. That'll be fine. Everyone else is fighting each other, but I'm just building up my economy. Because my economy is huge. I'm the second biggest economy in the world, aside from Great Britain. And I'm getting there. Coming up for that top spot, Great Britain. You know I can take it. You know I can take it, because I'm Italy, and I am the former home of the Roman Empire. And you know I can take that top spot. and become the leading economic power in the world. You know I can do it. Am I still at high taxes? I'm still at high taxes. That's what the... I knew this was too good to be true. All right, let's drop it back to medium taxes. This is fine. This is a reasonable amount of cash flow. This isn't deadly. This isn't like to destroy my economy or anything like that. I can get into debt no problem. That I'm not saying that like I had a hard time getting into debt. I have the easiest time getting into debt, but I can manage myself when I'm in debt. I can manage my country in debt. That's what I meant. That's what I meant. Not I'm good at getting into debt. I'm frequently bad at getting into debt. There are a lot of people, not too many, but a few people who are like, you should be using sovereign debt more. And I'm like, but I don't want to be in debt. I don't like being in debt. So it's safe to say it's not strictly speaking accurate to say that I can get into debt no problem, because I'm not as good at utilizing debt as many Victoria 3 players, it seems like. But it is what it is. Anyway, it's the middle of 1914, and that's all the time we've got for this episode, my nerds. I have had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I will see you on the other side.